Hello. Back after a very busy weekend of doing all kinds of things with beautiful, wonderful people. I'm very grateful. So I received a couple of questions. One was from a 60-plus-year-old woman talking about coldness or just better circulation in the extremities. All right, so in Chinese medicine, we talk about flow, and the flow is the uninhibited flow of qi and blood. That's the loose definition of whole body health, is the uninhibited flow of qi and blood. Qi is basically oxygen. It's the yang, and the blood carries the oxygen. So the more blood we have, the stronger our blood, the better our oxygen will flow in it. Now, oxygen is also the propelling force of the blood. So the more the more oxygen we have, the better our blood flow will be. So they are mutually inter-exchanging constantly. You can't separate the health of one from the other. So some things to give us more blood are eating foods with enough nutrients in them. So by the law of signatures, or the doctrine of signatures, which ancient cultures in medicine have subscribed to for centuries and millennia even, if it looks like it, it serves it. So things that are really deep, rich colored that look like blood are going to augment the blood body. These are foods that look like blood. So we're talking beets and berries and tomatoes and anything red and dark, okay? We're also talking greens, because greens have an affinity to the liver according to the 5-element system of understanding in Chinese medicine. Kale, chard, dandelion greens, milk thistle. Milk thistle's great for the liver, and it's a weed. It grows. A lot of our weeds, we're coming up on spring, a lot of our weeds are not only delicious, nutritive greens, they just are also really medicinal. So dandelions, for instance, are really good in detoxifying the liver. They're great antiviral, antibacterials. So is plantain, which is another one that grows at least in the Rocky Mountains in Denver, where I'm living. So I would encourage you all to look up edible weeds and see the way they grow. Purslane is another one that kind of looks like a succulent. It's really, really mucilaginous. So it's like okra. It has this kind of like mucusiness to it. That is going to tonify the healthy fluids. So eating stuff like that is really going to help. Also, black things. Seaweed is really great. Blackberries, black beans, anything that's really, really rich in color. Again, I know I sound like a broken record to myself, but these phlegm foods are actually really harming in a lot of ways if we do too much of them. Phlegm foods, like wheat itself, is a Chinese herb to help nurture somebody who's like super skinny and pale and doesn't get enough nutrition, because it adds that earth element, that caring, nurturing aspect of it. So you ever notice, like, when you're feeling like crap, you want sweets, because sweet is the color of the earth element. You want bread, you want pasta, you want these things that will nurture that earth element. But if you overdo that, it's this heavy, sticky thing that actually can cause a lot of blockages. So I've seen in women who have womb issues, oftentimes they're not getting enough nutritive foods in their diet, like all those really rich colors that have fiber that helps move. And 2, they're probably also doing an overabundance of phlegm foods that cause blockages. So you have this catch-22, this double-edged sword that's going on. You're like not getting enough of one thing and getting too much of the other thing, and it's doubling the pathological effect on your body. So for older people, it just happens in our bodies. As we get older, we use more essence, we use more chi, we use more blood. So we have to really make sure that we're nourishing ourselves better. I know a lot of older women don't have really strong appetites, and your spleen is responsible for digesting your food and turning it into blood. So if your spleen has been through a lot your whole life, say you got blood transfusions from birth or pregnancy, or you've been eating a lot of rich, heavy foods, toxic foods, doing a lot of alcohol your whole life, you're going to have less capacity in the spleen. So you're going to want to chew really, really, really well so that your spleen doesn't have to do as much work. You also might want to shift from big meals to smaller meals throughout the day, and that could be helpful. Make sure you're chewing really well. There are some herbs that can be very helpful. Peony, which is actually, I'm looking at it. I'm going to get my peony. She's really beautiful. Look. Okay, so this is the peony plant, but it's actually the root that we use that's super great for very naturally, very gently moving the blood. Sometimes cinnamon is also really helpful for moving the blood in a certain way. If you're not too hot in quality, different kinds of chilies, different things, herbs that are aromatic. Aromatic moves, okay? So if you can smell it from a mile away, like this lemon verbena right here, you drink these kinds of teas and they can really help. So once again, you're always going to want to do your own research on things to figure out what works for you. Try things out. The cool thing about herbs is most herbs, unless they're like really, really crazy strong, which there's only a few of them, like poison hemlock, for instance, that can actually really hurt you or kill you if you take them. But most of the time, you have a few leaves of this, you make a tea, you're gonna see like a subtle difference, okay? So check it out for yourself. Another thing you can do is massaging your body. That's like helping yourself get that circulation there. Visualizations are also great. Imagine that the blood and the oxygen are moving to your extremities. Where the intention goes, the blood flows. So use that. And in general, when I was living in China, a lot of people do foot baths every night, warm foot baths. So that's going to tonify the liver, the kidneys, and the spleen, which are all very powerful in building the blood and yin in the body. And it's going to give extra energy to those organs. And that's really going to be powerful in especially if you're dealing with like numb feet or numbness in the feet or things of that nature in the feet where you're cold all the time. That's going to help that out. But it's also going to help your whole body circulation. Okay, so I usually recommend doing that at night before bed, because not only does it augment the blood body into those organs, but it also drops the heady energy from the head down to the feet, so it help you sleep better. So those are just some ideas. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, tell your friends about it. And if you have any questions, I'm here offering my background in Chinese medicine, curanderismo, and body talk, as well as just holistic understandings of body and source from my upbringing in ceremony ways in danza. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm Utimia. Have a beautiful day. Talk soon.